Why is it taking me so long to step into my spiritual mastery? Why has it taken me so long to step into higher consciousness? Why couldn't I have done that years ago? Why now? If you have asked yourself that question, or if you're asking yourself that question right now, this video is for you. This video is just for you. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Unleashed Alchemy. Where on this channel, we talk about bringing the unseen into the seen so that you can live a life of spiritual mastery in every single aspect of your life, in every part of your life, okay? Let's just jump right in today's episode, okay? So when I left, I'll give you a little personal story, okay? So when I left religion, disassociated from the church, all of it, all the whole 9 yards, and I really started to step into my own spiritual science and really started to dive into my own magic and really started to understand, overstand who I am meant to be, what is aligned with my soul. When I really started to connect with my I am, I started asking. I became a little bit disillusioned because I thought, God, if I could have only had this spiritual awakening or these spiritual awakenings years ago, maybe life would have been different. Well, maybe so, maybe not, right? But in this video, I want to tell you, I don't want to tell you what to do. So my intention is not to tell you not to ask those questions, but to ask different questions. Okay, so let's get into it. So some of you may have left religion, you may have left your church, and you may be asking, why couldn't I have left church back then? Why did it take me so long to step into my sovereignty, to step into my spiritual mastery? Why is my consciousness just now being elevated? The first thing I want you to know, not to believe it, but to know, which is beyond belief. You have not missed out on anything. This is why sometimes I see a lot of people who are recognizing who they are after religious programming. They're experiencing their life after religious dogma, and they're rushing into all of these spiritual practices. It's because they feel like they have missed out on something. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to rush into anything because you have not missed out on anything. That's the first thing that you must know. Here's another thing that I want you to consider. Could it be that if you left religion, if you came to higher consciousness, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that you would have allowed fear to grip you and you would have ended up right back in the dogma that you had escaped from? That dogma, that life bound by programming? Could it be that if you had stepped into higher consciousness, that your feet would have been so wobbly, that your foundation would have been so wobbly, that you would have just gone back to what you left? Could it be? Ask yourself that question. Could it be that right now, on this perfect day, in this perfect month, in this perfect year, in this perfect segment that we call time, in this perfect moment, in this era, in this culture, that you are now ready to unleash fully your power to influence the crumbling of diabolical constructs and systems like religion that keep people blind and bound and powerless? Could it be that now is the perfect moment that you have fully raised both of your hands to say, yes, I surrender to my sovereignty. I will agree to step into my spiritual mastery right now, to influence the masses, to remember who they are, to remember where they came from. Could it be that now is the perfect moment for you to do that? So instead of thinking about, oh, why couldn't I have done this years ago? Think about what is in front of you right now, what is happening for you in this moment. I want you to think about this image, okay? So think about the Tower card in the tarot deck. There comes a time when things must fall away, okay? And that can look violent, and it could look like it's shaking the fabric of all the threads that need to come undone, which is what is happening with not only religion, but with a lot of systems that have been anti-human preservation, that have rendered people or attempted to render people powerless. Could it be that you now, because you have fully raised your hand, now you may not, your logic and your ego may not fully understand, but your soul, you're now just ready to say, you know, I don't understand, but I'm ready to step into the unknown with full confidence, because you know that you're guided and because you know that you're protected. Could it be that now is the time that you can fully say that? So just think about that. I wanted to, because I see comments and I see, you know, interactions with people. And this has been one of the themes, is people are saying, well, why couldn't I have stepped into this feeling and this power that I feel and this magic that I know I'm here to express with love and patience and confidence? Why couldn't I have done it? And then fill in the blank with whatever time frame. When we ask, there's nothing wrong with asking those questions, but when we ask those questions, that's taking our energy away from what's even more special, and that is the fact that you're stepping into it now. Is that you're stepping into your power now. So I want you to think about that. If you have been asking yourself that question. Also, this just came to me. When we ask ourselves, why couldn't I have stepped into higher consciousness back then? That leaves the doorway for shame to kind of sneak its ugly head in there. It causes us to pay more attention to time. It can cause us to question, well, why did I waste so much time? No, we haven't wasted. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been wasted. And that is the key. That is what I want you, if you don't take anything else from this video, just know that nothing has been wasted. Your time that you used in church and in religion, none of that was wasted. It is all valid for you at this time. Step into your spiritual mastery. Consider asking different questions. You are here for this time. Your power is made evident to you at the perfect moment, in this perfect time. Okay? So before we go, I want to remind you that if you are wanting more one-on-one support to step into your spiritual mastery so that you can integrate your spirituality into your life after religious programming, book a call with me so that we can talk about how I can support you more. All right, the link to do that is in the description box of this video. And until next time, cheers.